Hey, how are we all? Just wait for everyone to join, and as always, please let me know where you are coming in from. Where in the world are you celebrating this Friday? VE Day. In fact, never ever forget. I thought I'd just jump on here for half an hour. I'm waiting for a video to upload to YouTube. I've got to be honest, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's too late, and to be honest, I'm shattered. So I'm going to leave it. For tomorrow. And I think if you got any questions to ask, make sure you head down into that little question box and fire away and let me know. Fancy coming to play with me, Deer Park in West Lothian. Play you for a £5. Yeah, I play for a deer. I'll play for a deer. I'm quite fond of venison. I'm not quite entirely sure about slaughtering it though. The loser kills the deer. Wow, it's went very dark very quickly. Maybe we should move on from this. Hey, it's Harry from Thorpeness. Hey Harry, how are we doing, mate? Thorpeness down on the Suffolk coast. Very, very beautiful part of the world. Its own little microclimate. What a place. Oh, questions flooding in. Absolutely love it. When do you think we're going to be able to play golf again? Never ever. How would you come play? Would you come play Fairhaven again? Yeah, so open qualifying is at Coldy Golf Club. Well, obviously it was meant to be this year, but I'm presuming it's just pushed back here. At Coldy Golf Club and Fairhaven. Yeah, so yeah, I can come back and play. Why are you smiling? You've been on the wine. I mean, just look at me. Look at my eyes. This has been me all day, just editing like constantly, and it's been all right, but I'm feeling a little bit delirious right now. So these questions that I'm going to start answering, these could be interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at this. How do you classify being a pro? So there's a couple of ways of doing it. So you've got teaching pros, for example, who just made the coach. You've got playing pros. PJ Pro is generally, if you get down to 4, you can turn pro and do the PJ course, and then you can, start on your career from there. But there's lots of different types of pros. What's your favourite drill that you've used? I'm quite partial to a Black & Decker drill. I think, yeah, that's probably the best one I've used so far. Very, very deep penetration into those walls. Very good for hanging pictures and such forth. Have you ever played South Africa? No, I have not. What is my handicap? At the moment, a bad internet connection. That is my handicap at this moment. A home office tour. So, this is me. This is the wall to the right-hand side. That's a signed shirt, Tyrrell Hatton. That's the back wall with all the pictures. You know what I've never actually shown? I don't think I've gone through these pictures too much. So what I decided to do was, when I redid this office and I wanted like a decent backdrop for the videos rather than just a blank wall, I thought I'd get loads of pictures printed out and just stick them on the back wall. These aren't Polaroid. So basically I went to get these printed at a local shop and completely messed up the sizing. I thought this was going to like fill the whole picture. My maths isn't very good, but it actually worked out well, and they come out looking like Polaroid. So I was able to write kind of little messages down below. So it's just like memory. So kind of here from early on at Trafford, got Carter, got the European golf buggy over at Le Golf National again. Me and the old man, Fryer over at Windermere. Look at that, fair weather golfer. This, by the way, oh my word, this was at Loch Lomond. So that's Kit Alexander. I'm pretty sure he's still working at Golf World, but he also does coverage of the Euro Pro Tour. And there was two other journalists around the table at Loch Lomond. And when we got to Loch Lomond, we all got a bottle of whiskey in our rooms. And we were like, well, I'm going to try and drink them. So we ended up playing poker pretty much at like 2 o'clock in the morning. We didn't have any chips, so we ended up using coffee capsules that were in the apartment. Man, honestly, I never had a hangover like that the next day. Like, my brain was distanced from my body. It was quite exceptional. We've got Big Shane there. That was a really, really good day. Camino del Rey, I think that was what it was called. Yeah, Camino del Rey. Just an incredible gorge in the middle of Spain near Ronda. Just a beautiful, beautiful place. Got David Moyes coming in for lessons. Look at Murph. Look at him. Me and my mate Chris at the Raven, which is a pretty famous pub in Bath. Do recommend it. Stay away from Stowford Press cider. Stay away, kids. And then, another one, Loch Lomond. Look at that. Got Carl Nasty. I think with Henny Zul. This one was actually one of my proudest moments. We're at the British Masters. And this was like a massive inflatable dartboard. And I got a bullseye first shot. It was a live video. I don't think anyone really saw it. That's depressing. And the boys heading to Augusta. Carly and Rick. Neffin. Beautiful, beautiful place. There it is, Neffin again. My mate Lou Donald. All these memories. It's quite nice actually when you get something like that. I mean, it took a fair bit of time to kind of print off and a fair bit of time to do, but actually when you look back at memories like that, it's so worth it. It just brings back so many memories of it all. So yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't know what to add to that. Let's go back to the questions. What's the best beginning set for golf? Listen, just get someone that's forgiving. When is it time to switch to blades? Thoughts on blades? So I'm going to get this up now. We get this question like so many times about should you use blades, should you use county backs, all the rest of it. It's an impossible question to answer in many respects because, I teach some higher handicap golfers who strike the ball relatively well. He probably could use a muscle back in the blade, but their short game is just, shocking. So it all depends on the individual. And as always, please get fit, especially coming out of this. Oh my word. I mean, fitters and golf pros are going to need your help like never before. And I know it's never easy to part with your cash. No one's really going to have much money after this anyway. But if you are going to get yourself some new clubs, get yourself fit. Don't ask me. I don't know. Nobody knows. Okay? Just get yourself fit. Let's have a look. What's this one? Another fitting one here. Get yourself fit, mate. Australia tour soon? Yes, absolutely. Best advice you have for junior golfers? Try and practice and play as much as you can. And I actually got this question before and was kind of chatting to someone about it. Relatively interesting, some thoughts that were brought up about this. What I would say is if you're a junior golfer or generally if you're a golfer and you really want to improve, limit your distractions. So I know this is slightly ironic because I'm talking on my phone, but if you really want to improve and you want to get better, limit your distractions. And the most distracting thing that we currently have in our lives is our phone. So if you can get to the golf course and you're practicing, leave your phone in the car, leave it at home, and have a real deep focus on what you're trying to do. If you bring your phone with you or you have a different type of distraction, then it's always tempting to stop that practice, to get yourself out of that zone that you're in. So if you are a junior, you are looking to improve, leave this phone, leave it at home. Don't take it with you. You'll be much better without it. But make sure when you get back home, you watch one of my videos. How to stop the chipping yips? Difficult question. Yips are a very strange thing in many respects. It is a very mental thing, and I wouldn't want to give you any advice without knowing more about your background, more about your game. This is a nice question here for a Friday night. Why is your golf swing so gorgeous? Listen, sometimes it's tough. I mean, sometimes you go to a golf course and you get all this unwanted attention, and I just want people to get to know me for my personality, not just what my golf swing looks like. It kind of sucks sometimes, to be honest, guys. I wish I had a bit of a shocking swing, a bit of a minger, so people could take me seriously as my personality, but just doesn't happen. This is the cross that I bear. Any desire to come play Bandon Dunes sometime? Absolutely, it looks absolutely stunning. What is your all-time favourite course to play? So, I kind of said this a few times, but Royal Aberdeen up in Scotland is, definitely my favourite. And there's a video which is live on my channel, my top 10 golf courses or top 10 golf courses you should play. I can't remember the title of my video. Go check that out. That gives you a more in-depth look at some of the best courses that I've played. But I think often the best courses that you play, yes, it's about the quality of the course, but it's also the time that you have there as well. So, I'm not... If your favourite course is your home course that you play all the time with your mates, yeah, that's absolutely fine. What's this one? Does your mum smell? Callum, I don't know. I'm still trying to get over the whiff of yours, mate. What's your handicap? I'm a pro. Guinness or IPA? Exceptionally interesting question. I'm going to go for, at the moment, IPA, just because there's a little bit more varieties within that variety. Although, in all fairness, actually, at the moment in lockdown, I'm actually trying to drink less. It's very tempting to get stuck into the booze at the moment. So I'm trying my best to stay away from it. Have you played in Blackpool? Well, I'm actually from Preston originally. As the police cars start to go past, it's because I mentioned Blackpool. I'm from Preston originally, so I try and stay away from Blackpool as much as possible. Local derby. But the missus, Carly, loves Blackpool. I went on one of our first dates to Blackpool. We had like a full day there. And it was... Do you know when you're early on in a relationship and you really want to impress someone? And I made the decision early in the day. I was like, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay for everything in the day. So that whatever she wants to do, I'm going to pay. And bear in mind, I was an assistant pro at this time. I literally had no money. I actually think I'm still financially recovering from that day. We did everything. Went to the pleasure beach. We ate oysters at the pleasure beach in Blackpool. Now, if you think there's a risky ride at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, the riskiest thing you can do is eat an oyster in Blackpool. Let me tell you, that is a risk that you do not want to take. I've played golf in Blackpool. The only one I've really played is Blackpool North Shore. Apart from that, it's kind of around the periphery, so Lytham and St Anne's and all the rest of it. So I've not played loads and loads there. It's a very good little par 3 course, I seem to remember there. The best moment in your career, I'm guessing talking kind of golf career. Probably playing in the PGA Pro-Am last year, which was just an incredible experience. Playing in front of those crowds, massive crowds, beautiful day, beautiful golf course. And honestly, because I basically got into the PGA Pro-Am because of this, because of the YouTube stuff and because of the exposure I would give to the event by making a video. The way that celebrities get treated when they get to that Pro-Am is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, no wonder celebrities get spoiled, because the stuff that gets thrown at them is absolutely ridiculous. But that is definitely my best experience in the last few years. Godwatch or rangefinder? If you have the opportunity to get a Godwatch, get a Godwatch, because they're pretty rare for a start, and you'll be able to see everything with them. So, my God, yeah, get a Godwatch. Jesus, it's like an infinity gauntlet. Don't turn into Thanos, though. Don't click your fingers and make all the golfers disappear. What was the number when you first got your handicap? I'm guessing what my first handicap was. High, I think it was like 26 or whatever. I always remember getting, because I was pretty sporty as a kid. I wasn't athletic, but I was sporty. So if you put me in a sporting environment, it's pretty similar now. Give me a sport to play, and I will probably be okay at it once I got used to the rules. I can turn my hand to it quite quickly. I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I can turn my hand to it quite quickly. So when I started to play golf, my first handicap was like 27, and I think I won my first junior event by like 12 shots or something ridiculous. Obviously with golf, it all equals out because golf's a bloody hard game. But yeah, I think it was like 26, and then it came down pretty quickly from that. Didn't rock it down though. I was still playing off like 6 when I was 15, I want to say. And then started to get a little bit better after that, but not loads. Best non-links, probably a Dare Manor that I've played because it was just perfect. What YouTube equipment do you use? My God, I get asked this question a lot. This is my main camera here. So it's a Sony, I don't know, 4K one. If you want to talk to me about camera equipment, honestly, I don't know. The easier it is to use, the better. Camera, I've just got a Rode shotgun mic, and I've got a radio mic, again, another Rode one. No, Sennheiser, something German, sounds efficient. And software, I use Final Cut on the Mac. Loads of questions coming in, by the way, guys. Hope you're having a great time as well this Friday. I said it before, but as well, happy VE Day. Victory in Europe Day. Never ever forget those guys and girls who sacrifice so much so we can, at the moment, sit inside and moan about it. You know, I don't think we've got it too tough at the moment, have we? How was playing St Andrews? Incredible experience. I'm not a religious person, like, at all, and that's probably the closest that I will come to a spiritual experience, walking around that golf course. Just the sense of history, and to know that there's millions of golfers who've been there over the previous 600 years or whatever it is, and when you're going into the town, you're walking down that fairway, man, it's special. It's special. If you haven't had the opportunity to play there, and I know just looking at the comments, you guys are coming in from literally all over the world, but if you ever get a chance to play St Andrews, the old course, just drop what you're doing and go. Doesn't matter the weather, doesn't matter the time of year, the whole experience of that place, and that's what you've got to do as well. You've got to stay there for a couple of days. It's amazing. It's amazing. Noah King, shout out. Yes, shout out to you, of course, my friend. Let's have a look. So many questions, guys. Thank you so much. Another popular question, actually. Why did you start YouTube? It was all about the money. But not in the way you think. It was just about coaching. So when I got to Trafford Golf Centre, Rick Shields, who I'm sure you guys know, biggest golf creator on there, went to college with Rick and a few other guys. He was at Trafford Golf Centre already, and he had got a YouTube channel for a year and a bit, whatever it was. And his lesson diary was just fuller than anyone else. So I thought, well, let's give it a go. Let's do YouTube and see if I can fill my lesson diary up as well. And that's what happened. And now it's gone on from there. So my coaching is still very important to me, but it's probably the least thing that I do. YouTube is now my full-time job, if you can call it. Let's have a look at this. Thanks for keeping us company during lockdown. You're welcome. Thanks for keeping me company during lockdown. I'm just currently exporting a video, so you're keeping me company while this behemoth actually works its way out of my system. Thank you for keeping us company during lockdown. What's your views on PXG clubs? Price point aside, are they any good? Yeah, I mean, they're very good. PXG clubs are as good as any others out there at the moment. And what you'll actually find is you kind of started to see this at the end of last year, where the actual cost of PXG clubs, even the new ones, started to drop a little bit. And they're still a little bit more expensive than the other brands, but at the same time, the other brands are actually pushing their prices up. They're getting to a price point now where they're not equivalent, but pretty close. And that's because companies understand that they can kind of get away with it. And there's a massive influx in the second-hand club market now. So, if you want a good deal, maybe don't look at a new set of clubs. Get yourself fit, get yourself to a proper custom fitter, get your specs, and then go hunting for some second-hand clubs. Crikey, get a golf bidder. The amount of clubs that they've got there in such amazing condition. Use that. What was the question? PXG clubs. Yeah, pretty decent. What football team do you support? I am a Preston North End fan. I was born in Preston, first club that I went on to watch, and at times I wish I could shake the allegiance that I have to them, but unfortunately not. I mean, I'm living in Manchester now. I've got the choice of two really good clubs, but nope, sticking with Preston. They were in the playoffs before all this kicked off, so we'll see if they manage to stay there. Any more podcasts coming soon? Yes, absolutely. I've got really good guests lined up for next week, so I won't tell you just yet, just in case it falls through, because they are of a, what's the word? They might not have quite enough time for me. And that might sound quite self-pitying, but I think you'll probably get kind of what level they're actually on. But they've got quite a few lined up. And what I actually might do is this weekend, I might put a question out for get your questions to me to do in the podcast, because I've not done that yet. And I think that might work quite well. But yeah, more podcasts coming soon. There's going to be 10 podcasts in the first season. Then we're going to have like a 3 to 4 week break to reassess, see what's going on, and then carry on after that with more guests. Oh yeah, this bloody thing. What do you think of this, by the way? This match. So we got Phil Mickelson and Tiger facing off again, but then you got Tom Brady and Peyton Manning as well. I just can't see how Brady would actually let himself lose. So I'm kind of back in, Phil and Brady. I think, to be honest, just a serial winner. But I don't really know enough about their golf games. I mean, come on, if you're leaving the Patriots, going to the Buccaneers, you've seriously got to have some drive to still compete. I like my NFL as well. And what about Gronk as well coming out of it? That's a bit random. Will you ever come to the United States to play golf? Yeah. I mean, I've been quite a few times, but in the current situation that we're in, when's it going to be? I'm kind of predicting it's going to be a good 6 to 8 months before I could potentially leave the UK to go to other places, which is, kind of sad, but it's necessary. The fact is that we're going through quite an unprecedented time at this moment in time. 14 minutes until this exports, apparently. But I'd love to come back. Yeah, I'd love to come over to California again. Actually, that's probably my favourite place that I've been so far. Florida's great, but yeah, Cali's amazing. Apart from the fact that it just costs a gazillion dollars. God, I'm tired. What's the best way to fully understand distances with each club? Range, on course, get yourself to a simulator. Do not trust your eyes. Do not trust your paces. Get yourself on a foresight. It's got to be the way. Let's have a look. Loads and loads of courses. Loads of questions on courses. Yes, I want to come play everywhere. This is quite an interesting one. Same shaft in wedges and irons. So apparently not. So I've been having a chat with quite a few fitters. If you haven't seen this already, there's a clip on my main YouTube channel, and the full VOD and podcast is live with Chris Kendall from TXG. And he's basically explained why a lot of players don't have the same shaft in their irons and their wedges. It's because of the spin profile that it actually produces. So most players will have a softer shaft in their wedges than they will in their irons because of the speeds which are produced. But don't take my word for it. I am not a fitter or a club expert. Get yourself over to that podcast, listen to it, and you'll understand it just a touch more. What music do you listen to when you're on the driving range? I listen to whale song. It's the only thing that calms me down. Whale song, and often when they talk to dolphins, I think that's the most soothing music. Best country to play golf in? I mean, come on, is this actually a serious question right now? To be fair, you could probably get more variety in, say, the States, but my favourite course to play is in Scotland. This is I've got a world map over there, but this is the only map that I've actually got up in my house, and it is a map of Scotland, the greatest country for golf in the world, and for scenery in many respects. So I'm a very, I'm pretty northern. I like the rough, rugged scenery of the lakes, and then when you get up into the Hebrides, and it's a beautiful, beautiful country up there in Scotland. I would move there tomorrow if I could. But the missus, for some reason, she thinks she won't have anything to do up there. And I don't think she wants to take up golf. Maybe I'll get a timeshare up there. A timeshare? Do you think virtual lessons can work long term? Personally, I'm not a massive fan. I'm not a massive fan of online lessons. I did do them at one point, but they're very limited in so many respects. The only way that I do online lessons, and I still do some video lessons from time to time, but it's more to do with if that person has already been in for a coaching session with me, because I know their numbers, I know their data, I know exactly what we're trying to do. If you're looking at someone's swing online just from a video, there's so little you can tell sometimes. You can't see ball flight. I mean, ball flight is key. You can't get in there. You can't see the grip, and there's so much that you can't understand from just a video lesson, which is why I don't do them anymore. And unless things change, I don't think I will. I just don't think it's as good a value as actually going to see someone. I would, let's say you pay for an online lesson with me, I would much rather you take that money back and go see a local pro. You know, even if they're not of a, God, this is going to sound incredibly conceited and big-headed, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Even if they're potentially not as good a coach as I think I am, which, you know, maybe my ego talking, I'd rather you go see them than just have an online lesson with me. To be honest, I think you're going to get more from that. So something to bear in mind. How much are my lessons? Not enough. I need to put my prices up. God, I'm so cheap at the moment. Unbelievable. I tell you, getting a steal from me at the moment. Best tips for my putting as it's killing my game. I mean, get yourself a lesson. I've been saying this quite a few times, so just ignore me if you've heard this a couple of times, but this is the best drill that you can use at home. Dog hair on my putter. That bloody dog. I've never known a dog molt so much in my life, and yet he never seems to be going bald. It's unbelievable. This is the best drill that you can use for your putting. It's just 2 bits of tack either side of the sweet spot, irrespective of your stroke type, irrespective of your technique. If you can find the center of the putter, you can control speed, and speed is much, much more important than line. If you get the speed correct, you can drop the ball in on multiple different points in the hole. If you get the speed wrong, there's only a few ways it can actually go in. So speed control is absolutely key. Figure out how to strike the centre of the club face. 10 minutes to go on this export. That's why I'm so tired. I've literally been editing and doing this since like 10 o'clock this morning with, you know, calls and stuff in the middle. I've also filmed with a couple of people today, which I'm quite excited. That's going to be within this video. So many questions, guys. Thank you so much. How do you meet Rick? In college. Any regrets in your golfing career? Dog yes. From a playing perspective, yes. So I think when I was kind of like 16, 17, certainly growing up in Preston, how should we put this? Well, probably younger than that, to be fair, from like 14 to onwards, you know, going to a park with a bottle of strong Lucozade, shall we put it, was the thing to do. And, you know, that's just how it was. And I wasn't strong enough to say no to that type of peer pressure. So once I got to 16 and I was out in town quite a bit, but I was actually DJing out in town as well. So me and my mate, we used to DJ when we were younger, and I've looked like this since I was like 14 years old. So that was an advantage in some respects. And we got in some gigs in town, DJing in clubs, and me and my mate were like 19 for 4 years. We had a fake 19th birthday party for my friend when he turned 16, I think. Anyway, but that side of things, you know, getting sucked into that type of lifestyle when, in fact, if you want to be good at golf, and you know, I know this a lot more now, but if you really want to be good at golf, if you really want to be good at anything, you know, that requires a level of focus, and you've got to treat it like a full-time job. You've got to treat it with the dedication that you would anything would. You know, it's easy to say in hindsight, and would I have been strong enough to say no to those temptations even if I'd spoken to myself back then? Probably not. You know, it's just, you can't go back in time, you can't change things, so there's no point living with regrets in many respects. But yeah, stay away from the pubs and clubs and the DJ decks. God, I was bad. I was a terrible DJ. I don't know how I got away with it, to be honest. I was always DJing in the cheese rooms. Love a bit of cheese. So many questions. This question it comes up quite a lot, actually. I'm going to turn the make clubs up. That's a TaylorMade. Why did you leave TaylorMade? Still got all these. So it came to the point where, to be honest, I would have actually loved to continue working with TaylorMade. And I've seen a few kind of people suggest that, you know, I was dumped by them or I dumped them, and that really wasn't the case. It just came to the end of the contract, and to be honest, it was a case that I wanted to do some other content, like, try other clubs and do reviews and, take my content in a different direction. And if I'm going to be honest, I think TaylorMade would have been absolutely fine with that. But I couldn't have tested other clubs, used other clubs while still being sponsored by TaylorMade. I just think my opinion would have been clouded by that. Even if I'd have tried to be as honest as possible, if I'm taking money from one manufacturer and then another manufacturer brings something out that I don't like and I say that I don't like it, then listen, you guys would quite rightly say, are you actually being honest with us? And even if I said I was, there would be that thing in the background where I'm taking money from another manufacturer. So I actually kind of sacrificed that contract and thought that my content would be better served, working with all the different manufacturers on a level playing field. Looking back in hindsight now, after everything that's kicked off, maybe I shouldn't have stopped that. Maybe I should have carried on with the contract. Dear. No, but he's definitely for the best long forward. But I absolutely love the guys and girls at TaylorMade. They're a really good company, really nice bunch of people, and that's one of the big attractions of actually working with TaylorMade in the first place. It wasn't the equipment, because I knew the equipment was good, and it's the same with all the manufacturers. It was actually the people who were there. So a little life recommendation there. It's not just the product, it's more the people who you've got to work with. And hopefully my content this year, certainly the Build My Bag series, has been, testament to the fact that where I'm trying to actually move my content. Loads of questions coming over to Canada. Yes, absolutely. West is the hardest part of your quarantine. I've got to be honest, North is struggling, actually. East is getting better, and South always been a bit of a nightmare, actually. So, West is tough. West is tough, though, yeah. But, all the points of the compass right now, it's kind of hard. But probably the worst part of my quarantine at the moment is just not being able to get out and play. Actually, the worst part of the quarantine is in Manchester, which is pretty renowned for being a grey, rainy city. Since lockdown came into effect here, the weather has been beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I think we had like 3 days of, maybe 4 days of rain in that time, and the rest of the time it's been great. That's been the hardest thing, to know that the courses are good, to know that the weather's good, and not being able to get out and play and film. But listen, as we mentioned before, today's VE Day, where we remember victory at the end of the Second World War, a war which cost millions of lives, people ripped apart, people literally going to their deaths to fight for the fact that we can talk on Instagram, these decades later. If all we have to do to fight this is just sit on our arse at home and not complain too much, we can all do that. That's not the biggest problem that we're going to have in our lives. So, I think we've got to have a little bit of perspective on it. Let's have a look. So many questions, guys. Sorry I'm not going to be able to get back to them. I've got 4 minutes left onto here. Loads of questions on shanking. Normally it's caused by a steep downswing position, so try and shallow that out just a touch. Again, very hard to say without knowing the swings. Oh my God, there's so much. What's this one? Can you talk Rick into doing a new YouTube golf day or proceeds to the NHS? Listen, it's kind of probably the one thing that people didn't realise last year, and it's easy to say, just put on a golf day. The actual work that goes into putting on in a golf day, especially one that involves pulling creators in from quite literally, all over the world, that takes a lot of work. And you could kind of, speak to Rick about it. It took a lot more effort and a lot more work than I think he appreciated at the start. But it was a great event, and managed to raise loads of money. So the potential is there, but I think if he does it again, he'll try and get some help in to just make it a little bit easier for him, because it is a lot of work, especially when he's doing everything else at the same time. Northern Ireland, yes, would love to come to Northern Ireland again. I love it over Ireland. I love the island of Ireland. Shout out, please. No, I've already given you a shout out. Can't give you too many shout outs. So many questions. What's this one? Is that even a question? Come on. Adidas on Nike. Seriously? Come on. It's not even a contest anymore. Come on. Surely everybody knows. No, don't turn off computer. Why have you done that? Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We're okay. Wow. If I had turned off then, I would have actually lost my mind. All right, I'm going to answer a couple more questions. Then we'll get going. Then I'll get going. Sorry, guys, I'm going to run out of a little bit of steam. Love to come over to France, play golf national. Yes, absolutely. What's this one? How are you doing in the tournament on WG? So this is probably the one I will end on because this is the most prevalent to what I've been doing today, and this is the video I've been editing. So WGT, the Isolation Invitational, the one organised by Seb, all the creators coming together to raise money and to take part in this online competition. That video, my video of that, is going to be going live tomorrow at midday. I was going to try and release it tonight, but it's too late, and I can't be arsed doing all the background right now. I'm falling asleep as I'm talking to you. So that's going to be going live at midday tomorrow. Please stay tuned for it. Please watch it. And that's not all that's going live tomorrow. So I have got a massive giveaway landing tomorrow. You want to be following me on Instagram, you want to be following me on Twitter, and you want to be staying tuned to YouTube. Not only tomorrow for that video, but on Sunday when the Whopper is dropping. The Whopper. It's a Whopper. Yeah, it's a big fat Whopper. That's going to be dropping. And it is going to be a giveaway. So it's the biggest... I'm pretty sure it's the biggest giveaway that I've ever done on my channel. You know, thousands and thousands of pounds worth of equipment up for grabs and some unique and interesting prizes as well. Hopefully lift your spirits coming out of quarantine. Fingers crossed anyway. And it's an absolute, yeah. I'm really happy with how it's going to come out. I hope. Right, we are 30 seconds away, 28, 27. Oh, honestly, today's been a absolute carnage fest of editing and filming. Oh, it's worth it though. It's worth it. Literally not left the house today. I've actually not left the house today. It's probably why I'm so wired. So guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay tuned for podcast. Stay tuned for the video dropping tomorrow. And stay tuned for the massive giveaway coming on Sunday. Thanks for keeping me occupied while this video is processing. I'm going to go downstairs and get some ice on my face. Why not? Maybe some frozen peas. Okay. See you in a bit, guys.